Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from Backbone Bourbon Company. This is The Forge, coming in at a 55% ABV. Now, for full disclosure, this sample was sent over for us to take a look at and to review, so just keeping that transparency open. So the Backbone Bourbon Company is actually based out of here in Indianapolis, Indiana. And they are doing a lot of sourcing from MGP, which sourcing from MGP is not a problem in my book. Always it gets a check mark for the transparency, which is something I give them 100% credit on. So the Forge is quite a unique blend overall. And I'm gonna have to read it from the website because it goes into some nitty gritty detail that, again, we love seeing here. It's actually a blend of 3 different whiskeys. One of those is being a straight bourbon between 5 and 7 years old with a mash bill of 75% corn, 21 rye, and 4% malted barley, a straight rye whiskey that's 8 years old, coming in with the 95% rye, 5% malted barley, and then a light whiskey that's 14 years old with a 99% corn, 1% malted barley. Yeah, that's the kind of love and dedication Backbone Bourbon has to their whiskey, because they wouldn't be showcasing that if they weren't damn proud of it. So, with all that good information in here, let's go ahead and jump into the bottle itself. As always, we're going to be trying it 2 different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add just a drop of water, see if anything changes up. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a member if you'd like. If not anything else, just hang around for a bit. If you're interested in some other reviews over the Backbone Bourbon Company, links to those videos will be up above and down below. Along with the link to their website, so you can go check it out if you'd like, learn a little bit more, and maybe find some in your area. Whatever you like. I mean, look at that color. That is dark. Almost a dark amber. Oh, and that has got some thickness to it too. Look how quickly that goes down into the glass. I'm excited. Let's go for notes. Surprisingly, there's a lot of sweetness in here. There's like a sugary caramel, almost brulee effect going on. So you get a bit of the cherry from the cask, but it's like a charred sugar. Oh, that's gorgeous. It's got some warmth on it. I mean, it's got a high ABV, so it's kind of expected. You definitely can tell it's got some character going on there in the background. That is a lot of sugary sweetness. It reminds me almost like a creme brulee where you got that torched effect on top, because I'm getting some charriness from the cask. It's just got this really solid oaky profile to it, but the sugar levels are phenomenal. You do get a bit of the rye spice in there too. That 95.5 rye is kind of jumping around because it's bringing out a little bit of an herbal, not quite the medicinal effect that it can have. Just a nice light herbal spice in there. And you can tell that warmth. It's got some beefiness to it. It's not that it's ABV strong, so it's not like, ooh, that smells like alcohol, but it's got body to it. Loving the spice layers. That oak vanilla caramel really stands out well too. I mean, honestly, on the nose, it's very classic bourbon, but ramped up in those sugary notes for me. Let's go for a taste, see how it is. Oh, howdy doody. Oh, wow. That really took a real left turn. Oh, and we're turning again. Wow. Okay. I was not expecting that. It starts off beautiful, deep, oaky, and sugary sweet, and caramely, like almost like freshly made homemade caramel. And then the rye spices start showing up. And that age statement for their rye they're putting in here really is honed in perfectly. You get the herbal and a little medicinal and a little floral all kind of dancing instantly. And I gotta say, the light whiskey adds a nice soft butterscotch in there. If you've never had light whiskey, it's a very soft whiskey. It can be very nuanced, not a lot of depth and complexity, but overall a beautiful sip for being able to just kind of sit there and pick apart lightly. I love the turns going on here. It starts off very classic bourbon, does a left turn hard with that bit of rye, and then there's another turn with that light whiskey. Little green apple tartness in here now, waxiness, and it's got this oiliness to it as well. And then there's the rye, so you get this herbal, medicinal, little floral spice in there. And it just lingers and tingles the palate to a T. And then there's that bit of butterscotch, a little charriness, a little vanilla creaminess going on as well. That is uniquely beautiful. I've had a couple other things from Backbone, and their process is so unique with their finishing, and it comes across in their blends as well. You can tell they took a lot of time to curate these flavors because it just blends so perfectly on the palate. Getting a little bit of tea notes on this round here. We're only on third sip, and I keep finding more and more complexities. A little bit of that black tea spiciness in there. Yeah, that's a winner. This sample is not going to last long. Backbone, it's not. It's going to be gone before long, because I'll tell you what, that is gorgeous. The proof point on there is just right as well. It's just got a great warmth to it, but not a huge, bold, like barrel-proof spice to it. Okay, let's add a little drop of water, see if anything changes up here. Mainly we do is just see if we can find any additional notes, maybe just change it up a bit, or just for the sake of science. Let's go for notes. Ooh, yeah. Apple sweet now. That tart green apple I was finding on the taste now is showing up on the nose. No ABV, nothing harsh, no off notes, nothing's turning negative on this. Just a little more sweet apple. But that's got all the other complexities going on in here. The tea notes, the spices, the creme brulee, all that kind of goodie. Here it just kind of goes sugary sweet and then a tart green apple. I like that though. Let's go for taste. Yeah, that's pretty solid too. There's a lot of good spice characteristics coming out. It loses out on that little bit of that midsection rye of the herbal medicinal, but brings in just a good rye spiciness to it. A little pepperiness in there, but it's really solid. The apple sweetness I do enjoy. And you do get just maybe a little pinch of that black tea, which I'm a sucker for. That tartness from that green apple, I'm really digging. It's sweet, it's still inviting, and I'll give that credit. That little drop of water, it holds up good to that. Still has a decent cling to the palate. Definitely, it loses out on some characteristics, which is no argument to the whiskey. It's not its fault, that tends to happen. But it's really solid still. But as soon as you go back to that neat version, it's got all those complexities going on. I love that mid-palate rye for me. That spicy herbal medicinal and that little bit of butterscotch creaminess at the end. That's beautiful. This ain't half bad either. As always, it doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. So, let's talk about market price, because we all know market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. So I could pick this up at like Total Wine and a few other places right around the $72 range. Looking around online, I can see this goes up into about the $79. So I'd say anywhere in that mid-70s range is probably where it's going to be for most people. To be honest, it's a really good blend. I love the transparency. That's, again, a company that is proud of what they're doing. When you're wanting to tell me all of those details, the palette is beautiful. Getting those three things to not let one of them overtake the other and all of them be showcased equally gets a big, big check mark in my book. You used the light whiskey to a T, and that could be one that was easily lost in this bunch. The rye whiskey could have easily taken over as well. They found the perfect balance of three areas. Bravo. Easily worth the price. Between the proof point, that blending job, and again, all those great age statements of whiskeys put into this, it's an awesome grab. And again, if you're interested in learning more about the Backbone Bourbon Company or any of their releases, link to their website will be down in the description area below. go show them some love. So yeah, there you have it, folks. The Backbone Bourbon Company, the Forge Blended Whiskey. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I really like it might not.